Hello, this is a short training video on how to send inventory into Amazon FBA. So real quick, we're going to start from the Manage Inventory page of your Seller Central account. So this is only applicable for FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon products. If you have an FBM listing, which means Fulfilled by Merchant, obviously you would not be sending that inventory into Amazon. You would just be fulfilling those as each order comes in. That's not what this video is about. So you go over here to this drop-down menu on the right side of your product, and you click the drop-down, and then you're going to go to Send Replenish Inventory. That takes you to this page. Now the first thing you need to make sure is that your ship from address is correct. So many of us have multiple addresses that we ship from. So if I were shipping this particular batch of inventory from a different address, I would want to select the correct address. So whichever one it is, just make sure you click that button. Occasionally what will happen is whichever address you've last chosen to ship from will stay there. So you just want to make sure it's correct for each shipment. Now you have a choice between individual products and case packed products. They kind of give you a little pictorial description of what that means. Individual products means you can have multiple different SKUs or multiple different product types in one case. Case packed means each case has only one type of product. Most likely you're going to choose case packed products. We always send one product type per case, so that makes it a lot easier. But you can mix and match too, in which case you would do this. I'm not going to go through that. There's a couple extra steps for individual products, but we're going to focus on case packed products. So then you'll click Continue to Shipping Plan. This is a little bit intimidating the first time you do it, but it's actually very simple once you get used to it. Here you're just confirming that it is the correct product. So let's say we had, 25 units per case, and we're sending in 5 cases, so a total of 125 units. As you can see, it's automatically filled in down here. So all you have to do is make sure those numbers are correct, your units are correct, continue. And what this is asking about is who is going to prep the product. So prepping the product basically means you should have an FNSKU or FBA barcode on each unit. FNSKU stands for Fulfillment Network Stock Keeping Unit. That's basically the fancy term for the FBA barcode that Amazon uses to scan and inventory their catalog. So every time a product comes to their warehouse, they have to scan not just the big case that it comes in, but each individual. All 125 units have to be scanned and inventoried. Okay? So watch my video on how to create the FNSKU barcodes. But basically you're going to put, if you are labeling your own products, you want to make sure that you've selected merchant. If you don't, Amazon might assume that they're going to label the products for you, and they charge you, I think it's like 20 cents per unit, something ridiculous. So I choose merchant. So that means you are labeling your own products. And then you continue. You have the choice here to print your FNSKU labels, but you should have done that already. If you need more information about this, you can go to my previous video, but this is how you get your FNSKU labels. I'm assuming they're already labeled, so that's not what we're really going on over in this video. So you just click Continue. You make sure that there are no prep fees. If you had chosen that Amazon was labeling and prepping your products, it would show some prep fees here. So you just double confirm that you've selected. If you make any mistakes, if you see prep fees, you just go back to Label Products and you fix it here. Okay? So on this page, they're going to give you, usually one of two things happens. If it's a relatively small order, they will have you send everything to one fulfillment center. But on higher volume products, if you've been selling for a while, you'll have 3 separate orders that you have to fulfill. In this case, this is simple. There's just one. So you have to approve shipment. That means we're sending all 125 units to this fulfillment center in Moreno Valley, California. Okay, so now you've approved the shipment. Now you have an actual shipping ID number, shipment ID, and you can keep track of that on a spreadsheet if you like. We track everything in on a spreadsheet. I'm not going to go into that tracking system right now. But you can click on Work on Shipment. And up here, this is kind of the timeline or the workflow. So we're almost done. All right, down here is where you get to choose your shipping service and method. Small parcel delivery, I'm shipping individual boxes. What that means is that you have like, in our case, we have 5 different boxes or 5 cases of inventory, and each one of those 5 cases is going to have its own shipping label. If you do less than a truckload, that usually means that you're shipping pallets, okay? So the entire pallet would have its own shipping paperwork. Most of us are going to be shipping small parcel delivery. Okay, default setting is Amazon's prepaid, well not prepaid, but it's Amazon partnered carrier. So you get these deep discounts, whether you choose FedEx or UPS. I always just use UPS, that's kind of their default setting. Or if you want to use your own carrier, I don't know why you would, because you're not going to get the rates that Amazon gives you. These are always cheaper, but you have the option to choose your own carrier. So if you were shipping directly from China, by the way, and you just needed, your Chinese manufacturer was going to send direct to FBA, you would click here, okay, and then you would check on other. And that basically what that means is the shipping label that they're going to give you after you're completed with this is not going to have any charges. You're not going to pay Amazon for shipping. You're going to pay your supplier or your freight forwarder from China, and they're going to do their own thing. The only purpose of doing it this way is just to get a ship to address for your supplier or your freight forwarder to send that inventory to. Does that make sense? If you're shipping it from inside the United States direct to Amazon, then you're most likely going to use this option where you pay Amazon upfront because that's the best rates, and then it's prepaid and they give you a UPS label and everything else. Okay, cool. They ask you how will this shipment be packed? I put multiple boxes because we have 5 boxes. And then it opens up this option here. I always use web form. And what that means is because we're sending small amounts of inventory, relatively speaking, all I got to do is fill out this information here and I'm done. You can upload a file. You can do some other things I've never done before. I always use their web form. Their web form is very easy. You just confirm the product again. You've already told them you're sending 125 units. For some reason, you have to put this information again. Number of units per box, well, we told them it was 25, and we have 5 boxes. And then you put your weight. Let's say it's 10.5 pounds, and my dimensions are 10 by 8 by 7. Whoops. And then I confirm, and what that will do is it will give me, it will process the weight, the shipping weight or the billable weight, and then we're going to calculate how much they're going to charge us. So as you can see, they're billing us for 55 pounds. I don't know exactly what their formula is for converting shipping weight to billable weight. It must be size, some kind of algorithm about size versus weight, and they figured out. But long story short, they're charging us 25 bucks to send that inventory to Amazon, which, by the way, guys, if you were to send 5 cases that were 10 pounds and this size, and you just walked into like the UPS store, or you went down to FedEx or even the post office, it would cost you a lot more than $25. So this is a very good rate. You agree to the terms and conditions, you accept the charges, and just so you know, you have 24 hours to void those charges. If you make a mistake or you decide, you know what, I don't want to send it in for some reason, you can just click void charges, cancel this order. But you have to do it within 24 hours or you will be billed that $25. Okay? So, and then here you finally get to print your box labels. This sounds like it's a lot of work, but I'm telling you, once you've done this a few times, it's just click, 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 boom, you got your box labels. I took a lot of time explaining it. So on your box labels, you've got 2 different ones here. It's sideways because it's landscape, but basically each single piece of paper, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, has 2 labels on it. This label here is the UPS label. I can show it better on the big one. This is the UPS label, right? So when UPS scans whatever they scan, it tells them that it's prepaid, and it gives them the address up here and everything like that. This second label is the FBA label. This is what Amazon scans that connects this box with this shipment, right? And then they get all the shipment ID and the SKU and all that kind of stuff. I do recommend that you get the labels where it's 2 shipping labels per paper, and then you can just peel this off and put them on your boxes. You can actually get them on Amazon for pretty cheap if you just look up FBA UPS labels. Once you print these off, you can put them on the boxes. If you are having somebody prepare your boxes for you, just send that file, send this PDF file to them, and they will put them on your packaging and then send it into FBA, and you are good to go. Then you want to track your shipments up here, manage FBA shipments, and this will show you sort of the status of your shipment. So right now it says we're working on it, but if we had sent it, if we had finished it, then it would say shipping or awaiting shipping or something, and you can see the status on it. That's about it.